I remember when my brother joined the cause.
I remember when I realized my parents didn't have all the answers.
We live in Nuremberg. Just me and my homework in next apartment.
We're proud.
And my cousin
Richard
Richard.
Helps me.
Dave was invincible.
He
I
lives
want
this
to
problem
unite
and he has no idea what
you
to
might
tell
be
me.
supposed to call her. But
I
all
was staring at him in shock
While
because his
while the
father
German
always
army
had
full of
the
strong men,
answers.
the SS being full of
And
strong
on
men,
Sunday,
like my
when
brother.
we went home from our church
I'm
service,
proud to be
I was
German.
decided to
I'm
recall
proud
how the
of
Bible verse went.
My little town's
And
complex.
my father didn't tell me.
Great political leaders have changed off other
He
relations here.
always had the answers, but not anymore. Are the questions getting that much harder?
Germany faced a time of great political change and upheaval in the 1930s.
As many places have, many times.
Hitler took the stage as Führer of the Third Reich. He claimed he'd restore the glory of the German people on the world stage.
But that's not what this play's about.
No, not really.
Influential men were busy making influential decisions that changed the course of history.
But that's not what this play is about.
No, not really.
Hitler's Nazi party would unleash a holocaust of death across Europe, like none the world can remember seeing.
But that's not what this play's about. Not really.
Change only happens in the hearts and minds of people, not in laws or legislations.
Power, fear can rule the lives of everyone.
And that's kind of what this play is about.
It's really a play about some kids trying to grow up.
And they happen to be living in Nazi Germany.
Like everyone, they have stories to tell.
I never thought much about my culture growing up. I'm German, but my family is also Jewish. We celebrate the Jewish holidays. My father says some prayers, tells some stories, and each holiday ends with great food. But my aunts and uncles are much more Jewish than we are. I never really thought about it much growing up. But recently, this question of being Jewish, it's everywhere. It's all anybody can talk about. I definitely know now that I am Jewish, and apparently it's something I need to be aware of. I can't ignore it. When I walk down the streets to run errands for my mother, I see these posters. Horrible cartoons of Jewish people. They show Jews as fat, evil monsters stealing from the Germans. They show us as criminals. Maybe I don't know what it means to be Jewish, but I do know I am not what those posters show. I'm not. I have this anxiety that when I'm walking down the street and I walk past one of those posters, someone will point at me and say,
Her! A Jew! Get her!
it's scary. Do strangers see pictures of those cartoons in their heads when they see me in the streets?
I live in Berlin with my parents and baby sister. Berlin is one of the most important cities in the world. There are always things happening and things to talk about. I go to a private school, and I'm lucky to have good classmates and good teachers. My classmates are from well-off families. I used to have Jewish girls in my classes. I didn't notice everything that was wrong with them because I was just a kid. When the Jewish kids stopped attending, I was relieved. My teacher, Brendon, always said the Jewish kids smelled weird and they dragged the pace of our class. Even Brendon said so. I feel better off without them.
I'm glad you could be here, David. It means a lot.
It's opportune that my 1 week leave from SS service corresponded with your graduation to the senior Hitler Youth. It's a big day.
I wish you could have been there for my church confirmation, too.
This is more important. You shouldn't ignore the heel. The whole town will be there. You are ready for the ceremony.
The junior Hitler Youth is fine and all. But I can't wait for all the activities we get to do now. All the camping trips and seminars. What is it like to be in the SS?
It's a serious and important duty, and that makes you feel fulfilled. I could have been part of the regular army like everybody else, but I'm more valuable because I joined the SS. My comrades are all outstanding.
I'm sure you work hard.
Let me hear your speech. You must recite it perfectly for the ceremony.
All the other boys will sing along with me. I just have to get through it.
That's the wrong attitude. Each of you must say it perfectly. You have to know it by heart. That's the only way to be the best. You have to watch out for the other boys and their attitudes. They act lazy or weak, they will bring you down. You must decide to be the best.
I will be the best.
What will you do if you're running exercises and one of your friends isn't up to par?
Tell him to be better.
The only way to do that is by showing him his weakness. Push it in his face. Remember when we stayed on Uncle Hans' farm and he had us help with the harvest? Our cousin Kurt was lazy and he broke the machinery. So Uncle Hans let me use the machinery, while Kurt had to do the same amount of work by hand. He learned the same valuable lesson all my comrades learned in training. You have to push the weak ones into the ground. If they don't measure up, then forget them. They don't deserve to exist. Some of them will finally find a backbone, and then you've helped. Now let me hear your speech.
Young people stand here on the threshold of their lives. We enter joyfully through the open door.
Stop. Start over.
Young people stand here on the threshold of their lives. We enter joyfully through the open door. We face our fate courageously, for while fate defeats the cowardly, God helps the brave. We, the youth, are the bred from ancestors to grandchildren. Now let the banners fly.
I read the newspapers. My friends don't concern themselves with the news, but I've decided it's good to know something about the world. It makes me more cultured. I want a very intelligent husband someday. Knowing something about the world will make me extra appealing. My parents are so backwards. They don't keep up. Last month, Hitler and the Nazi Party met in Nuremberg to pronounce new laws about the Jews. People are complaining about the Jews. They're getting in the way of our progress. So the government pronounced new laws to protect German blood and German honor. Jews make it harder for Germans to make money at good jobs. They're against the community. The laws also outlaw marriage between Germans and Jews. Why anyone would want to marry a Jew in the first place is beyond me.
Adolf Hitler came to my hometown for the Nazi Party meeting at the Reichstag, and he announced new laws about Jews in Germany. My father's friends, who are doctors and lawyers, got their jobs taken away. My father's a locksmith, so he gets to keep his job. I'm not allowed to go to the public park, the library, or the beach anymore. I do get to keep going to school. My father says I'm lucky. I don't feel lucky. I just started high school, and it feels like everyone's against me. Grade school was pretty much problem-free for me. I was a fast runner, and I have a nice singing voice, and I'm fairly talented at drawing. But I don't feel good about any of that anymore. I never sing. I don't draw. I do feel like I should keep practicing my athletics. I never know when I'm going to need to run.
Mother, why don't we have a portrait of Adolf Hitler in our living room?
I don't know, why should we?
Well, I noticed at my friends' houses, they often have a red wax portrait of the Fuhrer above their sofas or in their living rooms. It's weird not to have one. Are you and Father against the government?
No. Father is not against the government. Adolf Hitler's Nazi Party is popular right now. I'm sure they must be for a very good reason. I just don't see any reason to worship them the way others do. Ever since you were born, it's been one political party and then the next. Your father works very hard at his job and doesn't have time to get attached to political parties. It does seem that Adolf Hitler's Nazi Party is making their presence known.
I'm proud to be German.
I'm very proud to be German too.
Would it be all right if we got a picture of him? Even to hang up when guests come over? I don't want my friends thinking I'm weird when they come over after youth meetings.
There's no harm in it. Sure, Marian. If it'll make you feel better, we'll get a picture of Pierre and hang it up the sofa.
Nothing is more fun than the Hitler Youth. I look forward to it even more than I do school. I'm smart, and I wanted to be a teacher and study math, but even my favorite subject is boring in comparison to the youth group. The past year and a half has been great. When we're lucky, in the summer months, our leaders will take us out on these camping trips, where we roll these big boats out to an island, where we gather wood and build shelter. Everyone has a job in their place. I volunteer to chop the wood. It's the best job. I love the way how the hatchet feels as I crush it through the logs. I'm getting stronger. Not as strong as David, but stronger. I can tell the difference in myself, so I work harder. And the girls in town have been noticing how well I'm excelling.
I'm sitting in class, and my teacher, Mr. Schmidt, is asking us questions from the reading from the night before. I raise my hand, and he doesn't call on me. Every question he asks, I raise my hand. He calls on somebody else. My mother and my older sister had him for class, and I've been in his class for a whole month, and I can't tell why he never calls on me. I know the answer, and I get so fed up, I yell out, "Mr. Schmidt, I know the answer!"
Keep quiet, Rebecca! You are a guest in this country!
I don't know what to do. I'm a guest in this country. I'm German like everybody else in my class. I always have been. I stay quiet the rest of the day. I don't have any answers. It feels like class will never end.
Wait after, Rebecca. I will speak to you.
I wonder if he'll apologize.
Rebecca, from now on, you'll sit in the front of the class to my side over there. I don't want you to contaminate the Aryan children. You will not speak out of turn again. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
You will only participate when I instruct you to. My classroom is a place of learning, and our progress will not be stopped by your poor behavior.
You look so nice in your uniform, Ernst.
It's the same uniform all the boys wear.
Yours just fits so well. You're stronger than the other boys.
I don't like to brag.
There's nothing wrong with being the best. I'm proud when I see you all doing your exercises in the square. And everything comes easy for you.
I try my hardest, as we all should. My brother, he's such a good soldier. He's always the first, finest, and fastest in the group. That's a lot to live up to.
Well, I think you're the best. Doesn't that matter to you?
Of course.
All the girls at school talk about you.
Do they?
And you never show them any interest. It's only make them talk more.
Are they jealous of you?
Because I live next door to you and you walk me home before youth meetings? I'm sure.
Let them be jealous.
As long as you're the best, I'm sure they will.
You're my favorite.
Really, Ernst? You're not just saying that to flatter me? You're everything I want. You're strong and full of determination and German spirit. You're almost perfect.
Almost?
If only you were blonde hair and blue-eyed like your brother, you'd be the perfect Aryan German. But I still like you, and I'm glad you feel the same way about me. I love when you walk me home.
One time each week, the whole school goes to the auditorium to hear a speech. It's played over the radio, and it's usually by someone quite famous. Often Hitler. Me and the other Jewish girls have to sit in the back, totally separated from everybody else. It's mandatory. There's no way of getting out of it. And in every propaganda speech, the speaker has to say something against the Jews. And every time, the whole school turns around to see our reactions. You can't let them know they're winning. You have to defend yourself. You have to maintain your dignity any way you can.
I worry my family isn't German enough. I go to the League for German Girls when I can. It's very fun and very interesting. My friends understand me much better than my parents. They grew up in such a different time. How could they understand?
I don't want that picture up anymore.
But Papa,
We shouldn't keep it up.
can't we keep it up for company?
Why should we?
We'd be the only house without one.
That's hardly a reason.
But Papa,
Things are becoming so complicated. We don't need politics in our home.
Papa, please keep it up for company. I would be so embarrassed if people came over and we didn't have it up. Everyone has something to show their pride. What would my friends think?
I guess it's important to keep it up for appearances.
Why can't he be like my friends' fathers? My life is horrible. No one listens to me. My mother doesn't, and my father doesn't. They're too busy arguing. It seems like all they ever do is argue. They didn't used to. I didn't notice it. They could have been hiding it. Seems like everyone in my family is good at hiding.
You smell awful. I don't want to be anywhere near you. You stink like every other Jew. Our country needs to get rid of you and everyone like you. You're an evil snake feeding on everything good our country could have. You're selfish and greedy. Everyone knows it. You are wicked. Rebecca, you're showing.
Try again, Sarah.
You're not even human, you vermin! Your nose is hooked and your eyes bulge out. I can tell you smell like filthy garbage just by looking at you.
Rebecca, I can see it behind your eyes. But my mouth doesn't show it anymore, right?
Your mouth is just fine.
Try again, Sarah. I can do it.
You're evil. I have to pray whenever I'm near you in fear that I will burn in hell by standing in your very presence. That's it, Rebecca. I didn't see it at all. You did really well. Thank you. Can you try me?
I don't know if I can practice anymore this afternoon.
Come on, Rebecca. You're better at it than me. My hands and legs still shake. I can keep my face blank, but my legs buckle and it just makes it impossible to walk down the streets. Just try.
We are going to get you. All of the Hitler Youth are going to get you as you come home from school. We will beat you to the ground, and no one will miss you. I can is in your hands, Sarah. Take a deep breath.
More. More. I have to get better. We can't give the kids at school the satisfaction of hurting us. If we get good enough, maybe it'll stop.
You are so worthless! You do not belong here. The only place you belong is dead, in a graveyard. You are the worst kind of Jew. A Jew that doesn't know she's a Jew.
I don't know any Jews. Here in the countryside, a lot of people are farmers, and Jews get away that kind of work. They dwell in the cities, and they take money from our government. They're not strong enough for agricultural work. I would like them if I did know one. They are among the pathetic and feeble people who are trying to hurt Germany. They show us in science class how the Jews have been degenerating our culture, making our blood impure, breeding diseases. All throughout history, they've been doing so. Anyone who isn't trying to make Germany better should go.
I had a nightmare. But when I woke up, it wasn't a nightmare at all. I'd just been dreaming about everything that's been happening. In Germany and Austria, there have been riots for 2 days. I've been sleeping on the floor of my parents' room. I feel like such a child to be so afraid. The destruction is horrible. Homes and businesses were destroyed over the night. The synagogue I went to was burnt to the ground by the SS soldiers. They say that every temple in Germany has been destroyed. In some of those attacks, the Hitler Youth were involved. Boys younger than me. The watch shop and the bakery had their windows bashed in overnight. The further you go into town, you really see the destruction. There's pieces of glass on the ground, shards of windows from the homes of Jews. My parents are starting to count how many of their friends have been taken away. They're calling it Kristallnacht, the night of the broken glass. Apparently, a Polish Jew killed a diplomat, and the Nazis said that it was time to attack. I don't want to go to school anymore. But my father says that the routine is good for me feeling safe and normal. I was talking to a girl about Kristallnacht at school, and she said that thousands and thousands of Jews had been taken away on trains to go work at camps. But we don't know what happens there. My father's a locksmith, and he builds locks for his living. He's always made the best locks on our house. Those locks have helped me sleep well every night. But now I don't even think those locks will keep the Nazis out. Locks won't help.
to do something. Someone has to. But I believe in my heart that the Klein family, the other Jews, won't survive unless people like us, normal people with a little power within our reach to help, must do something. It's what God would want us to do.
God, we're doing this because of God. They don't believe what we believe.
I need to believe that there are good people who will prevent the suffering of others.
I'm sure I don't want anyone to suffer.
Then this is what we'll do.
We don't know that they're suffering. Each newspaper says something different. All we know is that people are going to camps and ghettos to work. Everything else is just a rumor. It can't be that bad.
The destruction and the disappearances in the last several weeks? What if things are truly bad?
What if they are? If they are, then our family will be in danger. Are you going to do that to me and the girls? They will catch you in this stupid plan.
They won't.
What if they do and they take us away and our lives are ruined?
Fear can't stop us. I have faith that tells me not to fear.
I can't let you do this to us.
You're my wife, the mother of my children. I hope you'll follow my decision.
We can't afford the risk.
We can't afford not to do this. What kind of world will our children grow up in?
One in which they're safe.
Father, I agree with Mother.
This is not your decision, Marian. This is for the best.
You don't care about us. You don't care about me or Mother or anyone.
I care about you very much, Marian. I love you. But I also care about people I see in danger.
They're not people.
Mr. Klein and I went to school together. You know his wife and his sons? They're good, smart boys.
Everyone knows the Jews are a problem. It's on the radio, it's in the newspapers, and everyone's been talking about it for years, Father. They teach it to us in school. You're so backwards. You don't understand anything. You're awful.
A daughter doesn't speak to her father that way.
Well, I do because you listen to no one but yourself.
Some girl keeps leaving a copy of a magazine called Der Schirmer on my desk before class. It's a magazine by Julius Streicher, and it shows how evil the Jews are. My father said that it's been around since even before I was born, but now it's everywhere. And the pictures in it are even worse than the posters. They show Jews killing children, and Jews killing Jesus, and Jews attacking naked Aryan women. And I am mad because I am not those things, and my family is not those things. And I can see it's all a lie. But I doubt myself. I'm not those things, but maybe I'm not good enough.
Me and Elsa and Helen all have a little club because we're the most handsome boys to walk us through.
Are you not Princess Sonia anymore?
Sonia's a problem. Helen's mother told us that Sonia's father used to be a communist. And we just all agree that we don't need that sort of influence polluting our lives. She's so backwards. The way she dresses and the way she talks.
I always thought she was nice. I did not know about her father.
You wouldn't be interested in a girl like that, would you?
I suppose not.
What are you saying, Ernst? Could you really befriend the daughter of a communist? That's not like you at all. How could the boy that knows everything in school not see how awful of a person Sonia is? She doesn't even attend the League of German Girls meetings regularly like the rest of us.
You used to be so close to her.
I think I used to play dolls at her house with her father's affiliations. It makes me sick.
You should encourage her to attend meetings instead of just dismissing her.
Her father is against everything that we stand for, and
that means that she really can't be trusted. I don't like his attitude, Ernst. It's really anti-German. It's very unattractive. You need to consider what's best for your country. Just because you come from a perfect German family doesn't mean that you are immune to all the disgusting influences of the corrupt.
You're right. Of course you're right.
If you ever speak to her again, I will never speak to you again, and I will tell everyone why, including our families.
I was just talking about SUNY. You don't have to worry.
Our country needs strong men with strong morals. I want the boy with the right point of view.
Well, you got him.
Papa, I'm sorry I raised my voice. I know you care.
Thank you, Marian. You are my daughter, and I love you. Well, you should listen to me.
But I still think it's wrong to hide the Jews.
Sometimes the world asks difficult things of us.
But everyone says that.
Sometimes you can't listen to everyone else. You have to choose to listen to yourself. I've made a choice, and our family will follow what I say.
I don't understand why you have to be a hero.
No, not a hero. Hiding a family in our home while families are being deported and the SS is combing the streets to capture them takes bravery. But it's not heroic. It's not for show. Imagine what it would be like if our family was in their situation. If we were going to be murdered for no reason at all, just because of hatred towards who our ancestors are.
Well, aren't you putting us in their shoes by trying to hide them?
Yes, it's the only decent thing to do.
None of my classmates or friends' families are doing this. Are you calling them indecent? Because that is ridiculous.
Each of us does what we believe we must do to get by. Some things are chosen for us, but sometimes we get to make a choice. I've made the choice to see the Jews in our country as human beings, in danger, even if those consequences are dangerous. I'm asking you to also make that choice.
I'm the strongest boy in my section of Italy. I grabbed the oars, I'm the strongest rower in the boat. I tied the tightest knots, I chop wood twice as fast. My leaders praise me. I have the prettiest girl at my school as my sweetheart, and she thinks I'm the best. I come from a great family, but I get mad at myself for not feeling like the best at all times. High school's almost over. I can do whatever I want when I graduate. All the opportunities are right in front of me. I have the highest marks in class, so I could go to university. And if I don't, then I'll be in the army, serving Germany, which I'd be proud to do. But I could also follow in David's footsteps and join the SS, the elite service to the Nazi party. I would have so much respect. I would have so much power. People are always trying to tell me how to behave, how to stand like a soldier, how to be the best German I can be. And as far as anyone else can tell, this comes relatively easy for me. It's easy enough to fit in if you don't choose to stand out. I feel the pride of my family and my people. But sometimes, I feel like I'll never measure up. If they made a poster of me and told little boys, this is what you must aspire to be. Yeah, I can look the part, but would I ever feel it? Other boys feel it. I can say they feel it. They feel the pride. There is nothing to be afraid of if you're the best German you can be. My only fear is that they'll figure me out. And I didn't do anything wrong.
I don't know what I did to deserve this. If I was born to a different family, or never born at all. I don't mean that. I love my parents, but I don't think they even know what to do anymore. Sometimes I feel like they're even more scared than I am. And that's scary. I'm learning how to keep control of my face and my body. Control the only thing I can control. Myself. I will survive this. Maybe I don't know what there is all to know about the Jewish people, but I do know that we are a people who survives. That's what I'm told. They may be able to take down the locks on our doors, but they cannot destroy my spirit.
Now the Klein family is moving in with us. Don't they know how much danger they're putting us in? The SS is going around taking these people away on trains, especially the men. But they get to take their things with them in suitcases. They usually get notices ahead of time. I don't want anything bad to happen to the Klein family. I'm just terrified of being treated like a Jew if they find out we're helping them. This picture of Adolf Hitler usually sits on our bookshelf. Felt like a lie to have it up while we were hiding the Jews, so I took it down. This portrait makes my mother feel safe. She said we should keep it up for protection. It helps her feel safe. I don't know anymore.
Kristallnacht was only the beginning of the organized exploitation, torture, and planned annihilation of the Jewish people in Germany and all of Europe.
Germany, by 1939, had occupied Austria, annexed Czechoslovakia, and invaded Poland. England and France declared war. World War II had begun.
During the Holocaust, over 6 million human beings were deliberately and systematically murdered for being Jews.
I can't forget how powerful I felt the day I joined the SS and began protecting my country's honor.
I can't forget the night the SS came, searched our house, and left empty-handed. I can't forget the looks on the faces of the Klein family. They were so grateful.
I can't forget the moment they came for us.